What a great crowd. I was wondering if we accidentally went over to the Garden instead. So I know there's a big Knicks game tonight, so looking forward to that. But on behalf of Kyndryl, let me thank Bloomberg for bringing us together for this kind of space to have this kind of conversation. Events like this matter, and they matter because enterprise transformation doesn't happen in isolation. It happens when leaders step back, compare notes, and challenge a few assumptions. And assumptions are a great place to start. One of the things we've learned with working with large enterprises is how easy it is to assume that everyone is starting at the same place, especially when it comes to AI. But the reality is far more uneven. Let me share an experience that I'm always reminded of when I speak on topics like this. So I was raised in a small town in Alberta, Canada. And like most kids there, my life revolved around hockey. I played hockey constantly. Go fast forward a few years, I found myself married with children, living in Connecticut, and I found myself always coaching my boys' hockey teams. Not that I was a great coach, but I was a dad who could skate. So I was on the ice. And I had my 7-year-old team, and you know how kids are, so it was always like 5 kids around the puck constantly. Everywhere they went, it was 5 kids around the puck. So I was determined that I was going to change this. So I got out my whiteboard, and I was going to teach them defensive strategy. So when the puck is in our end, this is what you do. So I got my whiteboard, and I said, right winger, this is your space to cover. Center, this is your space. Left wing, this is your space, and so on. You get the picture. The kids were listening. I knew my point was getting across. And I felt good about the explanation that I'd given. And I said, okay, let's go out on the ice and practice what we just learned. And I said, any questions before we start? And I still remember this kid, Jake. Jake puts his hand in the air and says, Coach Anderson, what is defense? It's like, there it is. It's like, be careful what you assume when you speak. That lesson has stayed with me. Whenever we're coaching kids, leading teams, adopting AI, transforming a business, clarity matters. And we cannot assume everyone starts on the same place. Today, many of you find yourselves standing at the same whiteboard that I was, explaining positions to your teams, drawing diagrams, confident that your picture is clear to everyone you're explaining it to. As agentic AI becomes more prevalent, the definition of work itself is changing. Roles are being shaped, not eliminated. Teams are becoming blended. But our research tells us that more than 70% of business leaders don't feel their employees are successfully leveraging AI in their everyday work. That tension between rapid capability and human readiness is defining the moment. At Kyndryl, we are in the middle of this reality. We work with mission-critical systems that enterprises depend on every day, the systems that have to work. They have to work at scale. They have to be trusted. Our role is to help the leaders modernize those foundations, simplify complexity, and create the conditions where AI can move from experimental to sustained impact. And across industries, the organizations that are pulling ahead, like many of you here, have something in common. They're not trying to replace people with AI. They're intentionally designing human plus AI operating models with clear roles, governed systems, and modernized workflows that allow both to perform better together. That brings us directly to today's first panel, the new workforce building human plus AI model. This isn't a future dated topic, it's happening right now. And it cuts across technology, talent, and leadership. There's no better person to lead this discussion today than Jamie Rutledge, president of Kyndryl U.S. Jamie works with CEOs, CIOs, boards who are navigating this transition in real time. He'll be joined by leaders from Panasonic, New York Life, and Citizens Bank, who are living these changes inside their organizations, along with Bloomberg's lens on what workforce shift signals for the industry's broader economy. With that, let me turn it over to Jamie in our first panel. Thank you, and I'm looking forward to the discussion.